This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody, and welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, I'm here with the Tortue! And it's Monday morning. We're fired up. Had a fun weekend. What's up with you guys?
Man, I don't like how this intro changed from only ... friends to only signaling out one friend.
It's just Tortue.
You asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
you got.
You troll his intro every single day. He just keeps trolling you back.
We did ask for it, but then
What's this we?
this is a collective.
Don't lump me in. You've caused this monster. You handle it.
Well, what I'm saying is we needed the Tortua bit gone, but you gave the man with all the power intro power. So that's never going to go away until he stops doing the intro.
I'm here for it.
If you ignore it, it goes away.
But it doesn't. On this one, it
Do you
doesn't.
guys see what I bought? I spent like $6 Bohemian on these. We're going to use these things till they run out.
Isn't $6 Bohemian just $6 normally?
Yes,
It is.
but I wanted to say Bohemian dollars.
Bohemian dollars?
Bohemian dollars.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I think you should change the only ... friends with the
Mamma mia,
special ...
mamma mia.
friends.
Mamma mia, let me go.
La, la.
That's not how the song goes, but I'm going to let you cook.
No, he was on the right note.
Yeah, no, you guys are right on. We're definitely getting demonetized for that. 100%.
It's good to be back.
Always good to be back.
At the end of the last show that you were here, we were talking about you going off to LA to do some hood shit. What type of hood shit you do in LA, man?
Nothing. A lot of sleeping, honestly. It just turned into a recovery.
You went to LA to sleep.
It wasn't supposed to be that way, but it turned out that way. I'm okay with it.
I could have predicted this. The man eats, sleeps, and drools on himself like a newborn.
I don't drool on myself, man. I just eat and sleep.
Does eat and
The
sleep
drooling
a lot.
is only sometimes.
I was actually impressed when we were on our Florida/Bahamas trip how much you ate and slept. I knew you ate a lot, but I didn't realize to the extent of how much you ate, and I didn't know you slept like you slept.
Listen,
Oh, you slept
literally,
16 hours
where
one
is
day.
Landon? Like he's sleeping. Like he's been sleeping for the last 18 hours.
It seems as though whatever he had during that trip period is actually a thing, because Kerstetter has the exact same thing now. She said that she went from feeling like really run down and like having a scratchy throat to then losing her voice altogether to then developing bronchitis thereafter.
That's exactly what happened to you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she said
didn't
like
have
she had
bronchitis,
she
though.
said she had an ear infection in between,
oh, really? Holy shit, Jamie, we're twins.
or you just caught the same strand of some bullshit.
Yeah, we didn't really see each other prior, so we're twins. We are the same age, okay?
I'm gonna let you in a little secret. You're not the only two who caught whatever this was. Peter Tia also just had like a recent thing where his voice was just gone for 3 days to the point where
that makes us triplets, Matt.
He was actually kind of fun to sweat because since he does podcasts, he had to be able to speak. So he was going to ear, nose, and throat doctor like every 2 or 3 days to see like what was going on. And they were showing they put that like camera down your throat or whatever. And he uploaded a bunch of videos of like what his healthy vocal cords looked like versus like what they looked like on day 1 versus what they looked like on day 3. Literally, his throat was closed. It was absurd to see.
Yeah, it's not great.
But yeah,
Why
it
you
sounded
can't
like
talk?
you guys all kind of had the same.
Thanks to our resident nurse practitioner, Michelle. After thinking there was a lot of stuff going wrong, I was given stuff for a sinusitis type thing.
Fixed you.
And she fixed me. And today was the first day in a while I felt completely 100%.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have her on call.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your recent health. We're
Thank
happy
you.
that you're rested and doing well
So rested.
for a young man. More congratulations on the docket. One Lily Newhouse, former Software Academy attendee and
Yes.
student of Matt Hunt, shipped the WSOP major yesterday for $26K.
Let's go.
Let's go,
Lily.
Lily. She's on fire. She's won a ring
Awesome.
last month again.
Was
She
that
did
a
win a ring.
circuit main?
No.
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 Circuit
Damn it.
Main was won by Brock Lesnar.
Damn it.
For his
He is on
fifth.
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah,
I say that
Mike
because
is on fire.
He just wins everything. It's unbelievable.
he
How do you do it?
And he just
chopped
trolls Pollux the whole time, like, putting up fucking videos of him like calling down with 10 deuce high and shit.
He chopped the Venetian last week, and and the week before that, I think he chopped it or won another Venetian
Something
bird.
else, and then he got 2 rings, right? During the 2 online rings during this.
Yeah, I believe so.
The prize for the main is so cool. Actually, the belt.
Oh, that's for the
circuit mains.
No. Those are
that's
for
the player of the year, I think.
No,
right?
they're for the OOCs.
OC mains.
Or the OC mains, yeah, because Shirin won the OC main. She got a belt.
Got it. Because
you have to win the main.
There's 3 mains.
I would imagine so.
I think there's 3 mains
Hmm.
because I know the week before Shirin won, someone else won. Where in the lobby it says if you win you get a belt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's a couple mains that happened during the whole OC.
Yeah, OC's belt, rings are rings, bracelets are bracelets, and then circuits are rings, bracelets are bracelets.
Yeah.
You don't
Got
get
it.
anything for winning the Sunday majors.
Nope.
Money.
Yeah.
You
just
get
get-
fucking money.
You
get
just get the bag,
26,000, which
though.
is probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
26,000.
It is interesting though, for like the conversation of some rings that you can win online can maybe be worth, call it somewhere between 5 and 8K, and you get
Live
ring.
too.
Huh?
Live too.
Yeah.
Corey final table won last week, where first was like 14K.
Right. And then like first in a different major could be like 25, 30 on the same side. You get they award you no points, but they do award you money.
Yeah. The circuit main was big yesterday. It was
I
like
won this
55K.
last same tournament for 4,500 less. Just thought about that.
This year.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Conrad, on your victory.
Oh, the 100K?
No, yeah.
Oh.
It was 4,500 less. Shit. I was like, wait, 26. Oh my God.
Yeah, same. Well, I got second, but same.
Yeah.
It was smaller. Well, that's because the circuit main was big yesterday.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
forgot
it was
about
big because, the circuit main.
Yeah.
Do you guys know if there's food on Friday
Food where?
at the award show?
Probably. We'll ask Brent tomorrow.
I would guess.
Have you been to one?
Yes, I have been. It was a while ago, and I don't remember.
That was in LA, right?
It was in LA. I would guess there would be hors d'oeuvres.
Okay.
If I had, I wouldn't come hungry.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
But I'll be
Don't
there.
come
I'll be there
hungry.
hungry though.
We'll ask Brent tomorrow. Brent and Jeff.
That's true. Brent and Jeff will be joining us. The team from No Gamble, No Future are going to become Tuesday staples.
I love it.
So we will
See their
have
beautiful faces
one,
once a week.
both, or maybe sometimes none of them each and every Tuesday. It's like Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, only we get these 2 idiots instead.
Wait, Jeff Platt from Poker Go?
Yeah, Jeff
That
Platt,
guy,
the one
yeah.
and only.
Platt from Poker Go? Oh my
Yeah.
God, I can't wait. You know he plays poker too?
If he
He'll
comes
stand
in,
up for me, guy.
if he comes and doesn't wear a suit, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Did he wear a suit the first time he was on?
No, of course not. I'm trolling mostly about him wearing a suit, but
Yeah, but it's like 10%.
Also, come on.
The kid can wear a suit.
Well, yeah,
He looks
he's
good
in the
a
industry.
suit.
He's got the
You
salmon
look good,
suit.
Cuz. You look good.
He does look good, cuz.
Huge congratulations also to former podcast guest Victoria Livschitz. She shipped the 2K,
Let's go.
2.2K
Victoria.
side event number
Amazing.
33 at the EPT Paris. I'm not sure for how much.
It was for 122.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
I like the other
Six
picture
figure
more.
scores
If you,
are
go to her
good.
if you go to her Twitter, there's like a makeshift picture because I couldn't find the actual one.
Yeah.
That was a
Did
good
you
picture.
read? Did
too.
you read her tweet about the last hand?
No.
So she gets in with Ace Jack versus
7-9.
7-9, and she thought that her opponent flopped the straight, and it just like bricks out, and then she's just like, "Oh, good game," shakes the hand, starts walking away, and then they hand her the trophy. She's like, "I must have misread the board. I don't know what one of those cards was wrong, but."
Man, they'll just give it to anybody these days, huh?
Yeah, except for
Oh,
you.
that's awesome.
Except for me. God
Happy
damn
for her.
it.
That's great.
God. damn it.
That was pretty big.
I mean, 126K side event. That's nice.
What a win.
That's pretty huge.
Makes
I
the
feel
trip worthwhile.
I feel like all those 2200s usually get to like 90K for first or something like that. I never see it really over 100.
I imagine the mystery bounties were pretty big in Bahamas, right?
No, Mystery Banner was big.
Yeah, well, I mean, even like the 2K freeze outs, they were all pretty big.
It was 80. I think it was 86K.
The one Joey won where Osmus got second, that was like a $600 freeze out or some shit. And it was over 100 in Bahamas.
UCA
No
was
way.
massive.
Or it was a 1K freeze out. It was something. It was a 1 day. It was a 1 day event. It wasn't.
Damn, that motherfucker cooked too. He
Wasn't a
won the
big buy-in.
600 at the win.
He did win the 600. Joey's on a nice little upswing.
That boy's cooking.
He cooking.
Talk about somebody who's cooking up.
You see all our friends winning these tournaments. Doesn't it make you want to get in there and just win a tournament?
No, no. You want to know what the only thing that was going through my head right there?
Man.
Was like, oh man, winning 126K for a long trip like that must be really relieving because it's so expensive. And then I thought to myself, like, I won $250,000 playing cash when I was in the Bahamas. That was really nice.
It was really nice.
If I hadn't done that, it would have been not so good of a trip.
You know who's really on a fucking heater? Osmus.
He's on a life heater, man.
Yeah.
The guy's gorgeous.
I'm not sure if he won it, but I know he was.
He's beautiful. He wins at poker. He has an adorable family.
Nice voice.
He has the humor of a fucking 55-year-old suburban dad.
He sings about heavenly
kinda guy.
queens.
Huh?
And he sings about the poker gods.
Yeah. He put a tweet up yesterday asking like if people preferred the timing of the majors on WSOP or if they would prefer it to be earlier. And then he replied with, I would prefer it to be earlier because I don't play a lot of late ones because I have to go to bed, yada, yada, yada. And I just replied with the gift, the future is now, old man.
Yeah, fucking give other people a chance, Jeremy. Let us
Jesus
cook.
Christ. Oh no, Jeremy can't play the $500 six max because it ends at 2 a.m. and that's
no,
way past
the
his
horror
bedtime.
for the rest of the community.
God, let's all change the fucking schedule for Pretty Boy Osmus.
Yeah. Pretty Boy Osmus. That's his new name now.
Yeah,
I'll
like
take it. I'll take it for sure.
That's great.
Of course, you can play the guitar on top of it. Like,
When is he gonna sit in that chair over there?
I don't know. I'll have to hit him up.
We gotta talk to Pretty
He
Boy
used to be
Osmus.
my neighbor.
Really?
Yeah, back when Dan and I lived southwest in Mountain's Edge.
Is that when you were winning in poker?
He was legitimately 3 doors down.
Wow.
It was when we got Gatsby. We got Gatsby. He got a kid, and we tried to introduce the two.
Yeah, that's because the kid is run good kid, obviously. Dog,
He has been on. Well, I think
dog isn't really run good dog, right?
he final tabled the main before having his first child. I'm pretty sure. So that being the case, you can't really attest anything to running good because final tabling the main is the ultimate run. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peak run good.
How the fuck do people do that shit twice?
I'm trying to think if there was 3.
Okada did it.
Did Carlos?
Ben Lamb.
Did Carlos
Oh,
final
Ben
table
Lamb?
it 3 times?
Hmm?
Did Martinson final table it 3 times? Carlos Mortensen? I know there's multiple 2-timers.
Yeah. Ben
Newhouse,
did it.
Bemba,
Us.
Kata.
Kata. Wow,
Who's
the
the guy
Kata
that
one's
bubbled?
sick.
Ninth?
Ivy, I think.
There's a guy that bubbled 9th twice.
Mark
No.
Newhouse.
Newhouse.
No,
got ninth
he
twice.
got 9th twice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yeah,
bubbling.
He bubbled
Yeah,
getting
sorry,
better
I
than
meant,
ninth.
yeah.
He bubbled the
Back-to-back
page up.
years.
Yeah.
It's back-to-back years, right?
Well,
Yeah.
guys, Johnny Moss and Stu Unger.
Yeah, that was back when the voting
Oh,
system
yeah.
was
Johnny
going on
Chan.
there.
Johnny Chan won it 3 times.
Yeah.
Did he
I guess
win
we're
it or
talking
did he
like
ever get voted?
we're talking modern age.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking.
Did Johnny Chan?
No, he won it.
Okay,
It was
he
all
won.
in the 80s. It was the votes only took place like the first 3
Johnny
years.
fucking Chan.
Johnny Chan, the master.
He's the master.
He's so goddamn tight, man. I play with him in LA all the time. He's such a fucking nit.
You did get it with that fold.
I've never been so confident in a fold. And he like tried to not tell me what his hand was, and then I was still trolling him about it like an orbit and a half later. And he was just like, "You made a good fold. I jacks. What do you want from me?"
He was over it. He's like,
He goes, "Wait, this is the best part." He goes, "I thought you had an overpair." I go, "Johnny, I had better." And he goes, "Yeah, I could have never put you on that hand." And I go, "But I folded it. Like if I had an overpair, that would for sure hit the mug."
yeah.
Although maybe not, because like at least aces aren't dead.
Hey man, when you know, you know.
When you know, man.
Live
That's
reads.
that hand is symbolic of how easy poker used to
Can
be.
we have the hand history, please?
The accountant limped under the gun. We're playing 200, 400. He limped under the gun. I made it 1600 on the button. Johnny calls from the small blind, like the sly little devil that he is. Everybody else folds, the accountant calls. Or sorry, the big blind calls, the accountant calls. So we go 4 ways. It comes Jack 9-7 rainbow. I have 9-7 of no, sorry. I have 5-7. So Jack 5-7 rainbow.
Okay.
Johnny just leads for half pot for 1,000. Everybody folds to me. I make it 4,000. He makes it 11,000 with 30,000 behind. And I look at my hand and I'm just like, okay, Johnny always has a set. What set does he have? I block bottom too. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And I just look at him. I was like, it's Johnny fucking Chan. Johnny Chan the master. He's jacks. Of course he has jacks.
Of course he is.
This man's not 3-betting jacks. He's just No set, no bet, baby.
The real question is, what happens if you have fives?
I fold.
Yeah.
I fucking
same
fold.
hand.
It's the same hand.
Yeah.
I folded face up, and I go, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, Johnny, but nice hand.
It's almost easier to fold fives.
And then he shows a jack and like slides into the muck as though I'm supposed to believe that he has ace jack ever in a million goddamn years. So I trolled him about it for like an hour, and he was just finally like, it was a good fold. I thought you had an overpair. And I'm like, I had better.
Yeah. He has more sets when you have fives.
Yeah, that's true. Then he has set. Yeah, fives are a layup fold. Fives are the easiest fold on earth.
Yeah.
7-5, a little tougher, you know. We he's not supposed to have jacks. He had jacks though.
Supposed to and do are two different things.
I'm actually making it on second thought today about that exact concept. You guys can look forward to this next week, but Landon plays a hand where he 3-bets Thalo, 170 blinds effective, and Thalo just calls with aces.
Sneak
a
attack.
hand that is not supposed to be in range. And I'm looking at the way the Sims play out to the river and how differently the EVs are and your strategy specifically when he has aces versus when he doesn't. And I have to tell you,
Slightly different.
there's a little bit of, you study all the fuck you want, but a guy just shows up with aces sometimes and you get fucked kind of hard.
Yeah.
Your hand's a pure fold on the flop.
Fuck you, dude.
When he has a hand he's not supposed to have and he makes a raise that's way too big for a range that's check raising, yeah, your hand just starts folding. But anyway,
Drawing
you
you a
guys will
jack,
have
man, I'm
to
calling.
you guys will have to stay tuned for that one next week. What you can do though is watch this week's, which we have a quick tease for.
Our earliest strategies are formulated around developing a sense for when the hand we possess ranks high enough to justify putting in or calling bets. Most never evolve beyond this linear hand ranking system. The remaining few who take this game seriously begin to develop theoretical models that attempt to use equity as a means of balancing value hands with bluffs. In today's episode, we're going to look through a theory-driven triple barrel that highlights some of the attributes we look for in our multi-street bluff candidates.
So if you guys want to catch that episode of On Second Thought or the previous 8 seasons worth, as well as 9 full seasons of Poker Out Loud, 8 full seasons of Poker Out Loud, head over to solveforwhy.io. Be sure to sign up today. You can get a 2-week free trial, see if you like it. If not, hit the showers.
The 9th season of Poker Out Loud works.
It is in the works. We finished filming it a couple weeks ago. That should be coming out right around World Series. No, sooner. Probably
April.
Mid-April.
Yeah. Got the champ.
Champ is here.
Champ is there.
Man, should have got some tips on. I can't believe I didn't fucking swap with him. God damn
This is
it.
what happens when you avoid lunches.
It's true. He asked me to lunch like 3 times before the main event, which would have just been the easiest layup 2-ball of all time.
You sold so hard.
I sold what?
You sold. That's when you fumble the bag. You sold. That's this new Zoomer terms.
I'm just shocked that you didn't have a piece of Aspen. How did you not swap with him? Swap God. over
We did
there.
not become friends until slightly after.
Ah.
This was just unfortunate lack of timing.
Yeah.
It's like,
but-
I just had a 5-ball of the guy who won $10 million. All right.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Next year.
Yeah,
This-
I did
this year
well with
coming up.
Corey last week,
You can swap with me if you want.
I did have a big bonus after the series was over. Like sometime mid-August, I just walk into my room and there's like $15,000 on my dresser. And I'm like,
Not
what?
anymore. Don't come to our house.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? And Corey texts me and he goes, I still owe you like $3,000, yada, 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 for the pieces you bought during the summer. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. I completely forgot that I bought any piece. And like, he was really gracious actually, because we didn't clarify, like what was what, like what I did or didn't have a piece of.
Yeah.
Specifically speaking to the tag team, because the tag team is like easily an event that would be left off of a package.
Right.
And he's like, I didn't clarify, so I'm just going to like give you the piece of it anyway. And I'm like, man, that's so generous. Like, I honestly didn't even remember that I had a piece.
I have
at
a wonderful tag team swap story.
Of course you do.
So I swapped with Patrick, and we both said that we weren't going to really play day one. I played literally 2 hands. I played my blinds because we both kind of were like, yeah, can't really play day one. So played my hand, left, went to go do some other shit. I forget what it was. And then I find out that
ratchet
he
with
and
your
Espen
friends?
win it. So I just have a 5 of Patrick in that one.
Of course you did. Of course you did. PSA out there to
Wheeling
all
and
you winning.
dealing.
PSA out there to all you winning poker players. Stop swapping with Landon. He's making you all
That's
poor.
how I'm going to get them.
He's
Because no
making you
one's
all
going to want
poor.
to swap with me when I actually start running good and win.
Yeah, he's making you all poor. You just
No, and then you swap, you win.
No,
you
don't-
know, you get
you
rich.
swap,
No,
you
no, no.
win, right?
He's making all of them poor. Don't fall for the sunken cost fallacy that he's going to pay it all back someday when he starts winning tournaments. No, just shower this kid.
Man.
I can't take it. If he has a piece of the fucking main event winner this year, that's it.
Not
I'm
if,
done.
When.
I think he said he was going to buy a piece of me.
Oh,
he did.
okay, yeah, that's fair. Tortoise in the main.
song
go.
coming
Oh my
soon.
God,
We have
wait.
to get that song going.
Guys, it's only like 93 more days until the main event, or until the World
less than
Series.
I don't want to hear it.
Like 120 until the main event.
Look, you saying that is kind of reminding Matt that there is a little bit of joy left in this godforsaken world. Because right now he's just in this pit of despair and depression, kitty.
Oh,
But
you-
once the main comes back, it's
Don't
Christmas.
know me at all. I'm so happy right now that the World Series is not in front of us.
He's lying.
I get to play cash 3 days a week. I haven't been able to put in this kind of volume in so long. I'm leaving for LA tomorrow. We got 3 straight sessions with the great one, Mr. Hellmuth himself. Guy still stinks. Playing
Over,
100,
under,
200.
I hope
over,
you get his 20 blinds.
me
over,
too.
under 20K he buys in for.
Under.
It's 100 blinds.
100K? How much you say?
Oh.
20K.
20.
He'll buy him for 20.
Yeah, he'll buy him for 20.
Yeah,
which is
he'll buy him
100.
for 20.
Yeah.
I might only buy him for 20.
I mean, that's fair.
It's fucking,
100
man,
blinds is fair.
it's hard to get fucking cash to goddamn California.
What's the buying for 100 blinds is fine. It's dwindling
It's
down
not
to
reloading.
40, right? Yeah. You're sitting there with 30 and you're just in a cash game and just
It's,
don't reload. Yeah.
it's the grinding out the trenches with the 30 BB is the issue.
The times that we're playing 100, 200, and I see him with like $2,700 in front of him, make me want to fuck. And the worst part is, like, I think people spite double him, thinking like, so usually like fish do this, right? And they'll get themselves super short, and like you don't care if you spite double them because they suck so bad that like once they get back up to 100 blinds, like you think you can get them in a big pot, but that ain't Hellmuth, man.
No.
That ain't Hellmuth.
No.
You get him even, he locks it down even harder. Now this motherfucker's, he has a win in sight, and like he can see the finish line. He's like, all right, I already tackled Everest. I came back from 12 blinds.
Sounds like
Right.
a perfect strategy for him, and sounds like you guys are just
I gotta
all fucked.
I gotta have a pep talk with everybody else playing and be like, listen, motherfuckers. When he's down to 15 big blinds, you act as though that is the most important 15 big blinds he's ever had in his life.
Yeah,
Because this motherfucker's out there trapping. He's limping the goddamn aces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be loosey-goosey with it. You can't just call it off with Queen Jack suited because it's only 15 blinds. This motherfucker got it.
I'm just saying, if he's sitting there with 15 blinds, he has aces. Shouldn't he limp?
Shut the fuck up.
Sims be damned, that boy
Yeah.
can limp.
Right?
I mean, it's one of those things where you get the shtick going of the 30 for 32 wins, but like call it profit wise a little bit down bad, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, you got to swing hard to win.
Sometimes, I mean, it depends on your skill set, honestly. Like, him eking out wins consistently may be in line with like where he falls as far as like deep stack no limit hold'em is concerned. So, you know, honestly, like the idea of like maximizing your win rate or whatever is still predicated upon the skills that you can employ. Like, we just assume that, oh, well, if I put Pio in his shoes, it would win way fucking more. And if I took it one step further and put Garrett in his shoes and dealt him the same distribution, it would win like 10x more. And like that's largely going to be true, but Phil isn't Pio or Garrett, so you know maybe he is maximizing his win rate.
Maybe he is.
You got to play big to win big.
You do got to play big to win big. You got to play, yeah, whatever, man. You can't be afraid of being all in. It's a fucking no limit game. God damn it.
I say this to you, and then I just get looked at with this evil glare every time.
It's always the same hand with you, Landon. It's deuces and ace 5 suited. You overplay them, okay?
Last-
I'm with the chat pros.
Last
You
time left out-
underplay them.
Last time you
I got
left
accused
out.
of overplaying ace king suited last game. Chat pros are fucking tight, okay?
You did get the overplay with the ace king ass.
Yeah.
Landon, I 4-bet ace 5 suited.
How'd it go?
Huh? He folded.
Yeah, it's because
His image is not the same as your image.
It was
okay?
blind versus blind in a
Oh, you just had the best of it.
100 and 0. Yeah, it was 3, 9, 26, fold.
Yeah.
Is that good sizing? I don't know.
26 seems big.
You
Too
don't want
much?
to use ace 5 in that spot. You want to use ace deuce.
Wait, I want to know about his size. 26?
Yeah,
That
it's
seems
fine.
that's a little
Yeah,
big,
it's
no?
25, 26.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Good job, Brian.
Thank you.
You don't want to use the 5 though. You want to use the deuce because you want to have like the ace 5 off 3-bet
I
folds.
thought ace 5 is just pure 4 bets there.
Button versus small blind and big blind.
So I'm in the small blind. you're in
Yeah,
the
when you're in
button?
the blinds, you
Yeah.
go hard.
Do I just call the 3-bet there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a nice hand.
Look, when you know how the hands are supposed to mechanically work,
Yeah.
you could still use them as overplays.
These guys, they just fold way too much to 4-bet. So you
That's
can,
what
you
I
can-
thought,
you can
Brian.
you can put that ace 5 in there because they're just folding too much when they should be calling.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe they're
If
under
it's
It's
an
an
3-betting. Who knows?
exploitable 4-bet. Landon, look it up.
every time I use Magic for 4-betting, you know what? I'm gonna let you cook, Brian.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you let him cook or not. Tortuga gonna cook.
I know. I want him to cook some more. Barbecue
Ooh,
days are good.
I know.
We bring back barbecue Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to that?
What happened to meat sweats with the tortoise?
I know. We have to get back
I
at
worked really hard on that intro.
You know what?
it. What?
Brent's your friend, right?
Yes,
He loves your cooking,
He
right?
does.
He does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to maybe put something together?
I got a ring event to play tonight.
Wait, there's ring events tonight?
Yeah, there's a 215 50K
Tomorrow's last one.
freeze out.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They never end the championships on Sundays anymore. They end it on Tuesdays because they get to throw a 1K in there. A little banger for the boys. You
That
know?
makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes
For the
sense.
boys.
For the boys. Saturdays are for the boys.
That's right. So MLB caught wind of our stalling discussion, and they decided to take upon themselves to buck tradition and do away with this whole slow pace of play bullshit.
Too many yo virals in the
That's
MLB.
right. Too many fucking Nomas. Noma was a fucking walking human rain delay. This guy would take 87 seconds to get set in the batter's box.
Such a good nickname for that.
Oh,
The human
man.
rain delay.
So in this situation, it's tie game, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, bases chucked, full of runners, full count, and the batter's called out on strikes because he didn't get set in the box with more than 8 seconds remaining on the pitch clock. What do we think about this new rule?
I love it. It's wild, but I think it's just a cool
So the
aspect.
full rule is at the end of the pitch, a play clock starts where they have 15 seconds to get the next pitch off.
I think it's when they get the ball back from the
Okay, so when the pitcher gets
to
the ball back from the catcher, 15 seconds from that point, the catcher has to be in the catcher's box, which is directly behind home plate. Doesn't matter if he's standing or crouched, he just has to be in the box with 9 seconds or more on the clock. And the batter has to be ready to receive a pitch with 8 seconds more or more on the clock. And I didn't think that part was really all that important because, like, fuck the batter. But I think that they have it in there because as a pitcher, there's like this unspoken courtesy that you won't ever quick pitch somebody where, you know, they're going through their normal warm-up routine or whatever, and you just fire.
right.
And usually that's on the umpire. So, like, the umpire will usually hold a timeout signal until he feels the batter is ready, and then he'll say go. But with this new clock, the umpire is just going to say go the second the catcher's ready,
Right.
and that's going to screw the batter. And that, I think, instead of penalizing the batter by calling a strike, you should just penalize the batter by letting him get quick pitched, because that outcome seemed a little unequitable to me.
Yeah, there's probably a few kinks that they're going to have to work out with this, but I did watch the Pirates' first spring training game, or most of it anyways. I love the pace of play was great.
As a loyal fan
Right.
would.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, you know, like it's just like pitch after pitch after pitch. And I mean, that's what people want, right? They want the game sped up. They want more offense. The bases are bigger. There's no shifting. And I think overall the batter has the advantage with this pitch clock. Maybe not.
Shifting.
No.
No, you don't think?
No, definitely not.
Shifting
not.
being, like two teams can't play a certain side more.
Yeah,
because
so you
someone's
have to
more
have
dominant.
X amount of
So
players.
you have to have two defenders on each side of second base, and they can't be in the grass either.
Got it.
They have to be in the dirt. And yeah, so
That seems extreme. Them not being allowed to be in the grass to me is. I get it. I understand where they're coming from. I think they're overcorrecting a little bit with the shifts.
yeah,
And to be fair, their hands were kind of pushed.
yeah,
By the amount of shifting that took place, like even going all the way back to when Bonds was still in, it was wild. They would just vacate the left side of the field.
right, yeah, it's wild, yeah. And I mean, so we're gonna see more offense. The bases are bigger, which means you're gonna see more stealing because it's a little bit closer. And also, the pitchers only let us step off the rubber twice.
Oh yeah, how does that work? If you step off the rubber, the clock resets.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I think so. Yeah.
So it's akin to
Right.
calling a timeout.
Right. So you can't just like throw over to first base like 3 times
Why?
because
You don't have to step off the rubber to throw over.
Well, you're only allowed to throw over twice.
Okay, because those are two different things. You can step off and do nothing.
Okay, so you can have a combination of the two. You
Okay.
can step off.
So you
and
can only do something other than pitch twice.
Right.
Correct.
You can't try to pick off
Yes.
somebody from first 5 times.
Right.
People don't like
Okay,
that.
so yeah,
And the
that kind of sucks to get rid of the cat and mouse game there, but
Yeah, but
I
think
understand.
People don't want to see.
also
just all these
stealing hasn't been a
throwovers
very
and-
big part of
Yeah, it will
baseball
be now.
for a while. Oh, of course,
Yeah.
this is a huge advantage
Right,
to
huge
runners.
advantage for them.
Right. So
And I
if,
think
if someone does this twice, that means on the 3rd time they're probably going to run if they're fast.
yeah.
Well, you can just pitch out too.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
there's still
There's
counter
still some sneak
strategies.
attacks.
There's
going
always
on.
counter
For the
strategies.
batter, they can only call timeout once per
Correct.
bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, are there no more shifts allowed?
That's
That's what
he was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Will Jaffe says, "You boys need to shift into my latest strat vid."
Bro, hit the fucking showers, Jaffe. Hit the fucking showers, man. Honestly, like the strats have been good. I won't lie, they are true. They are true live player strats.
Yeah.
The last one I can't remember.
The number 2 was the acting, the fake.
Oh
acting.
yeah. The acting and then jamming all in.
Yeah, and then jamming all in.
That's for sure
They always have it.
a thing.
He just dropped one now,
Oh, you just dropped the 3rd
but
one?
I have a feeling that it's about you.
Guapo,
Let's
can
get a
we-
live looking, Guapo.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's give Jaffe his fucking platform. I've faded
This
the
is-
trolls long
he's
enough.
He's just become like the ghost secret 5th OnlyFriends member from afar.
Honestly, like this is what I've always wanted the show to be, where we just have experts within our industry and others that anytime we have a segment on whatever they're an expert in, we can just have them be a part of it. And Jaffe is just, only friend adjacent at this point. We have Brent and Platt coming in tomorrow to be, kind of the part of the crew / production arm / commentary.
They
legends.
give us the inside scoop.
Yeah, a little bit of the insider's knowledge,
Not this one.
and then, down the line, we're going to end up having fucking Andrew Huberman on here once a week to
I would
talk
love
about
to have Huberman on.
the stress of caffeine usage prior to the cold
That'd be
plunge
amazing.
versus after the cold plunge. That's what we're here for, man.
That's some content I would like.
That is the content that I
If we
fucking
get
signed
him.
up
We
for
get
for
Rhonda
sure.
Patrick on the show. That would be
Yeah,
just
Rhonda Patrick's going to
amazing.
talk about sauna usage and, how...
We're fully transitioning into a poker / fitness adjacent podcast where we should start getting some sponsorships for supplements.
For Tren?
No, we're not on Tren yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, next week. Next week, I understand.
This is Landon on Tren Use.
2400 into the streamer with the overpair. I know one thing he's not doing. That's folding. Calls the assy lead. Eric and Al are going to be happy to release. 11,400 in the pot. See what the turn is. It's another 9, not a club. Does Berkey want to continue the story? He started out with the AL, aka the assy lead. They teach that at Solve for Y. It's a very advanced course, specially trained by Landon. What is Berkey going to do on this card? Berkey's reaching for chips. He's going to pile some in there and put the streamer to the test. 8K, $8,000 US. A used car that won't do much for you. Certainly won't get you laid. But I guess it'll drive. Kmart. He's not going anywhere on this card. He's got the overpair. Doesn't block the clubs. Happy to peel in position. See what the solve for why head instructor is thinking on the river. And the river is a jack. Absolute Yahtzee for Berkey. He's just thinking, how much can I get this streamer to pay right now? No clubs. River's the straight. Betting on the come. Starts with the assy lead. Continues on the turn. His perseverance pays off. Now he's at the river, and it's time to go for value. It's time to put the streamer to the test. How much does Berkey want here?
27.
27K, the size of the pot, and the streamer is going to be miserable here. He's got blockers to the straight, no clubs in his hand. What is Berkey doing?
Pot.
How does he turn this back to what is Berkey doing?
I played that hand well.
How does he spin that to what is Berkey doing?
I think we need to have a course on assy leads.
I'm in for the assy lead course. That was,
Yo.
listen, that was a well-performed demonstration of how to handle multi-way action in spots where nobody's going to fuck with you. Like, what's he gonna do, man? He had 2 10s. He didn't raise the flop.
He folded
He's scared.
on the river.
He did fold the river, which was a very good fold. And I'm happy that he folded the river because it made me realize. Well, I'm not happy that he folded the river because I obviously had the best hand, but I was betting pot no matter what. So it's nice that I was just gonna win that hand, pretty much always. Like, I don't think the jack really changed much.
Maybe your energy manifested a fold, though.
I mean, if it doesn't come a higher card, then if it comes jack above, I think he folds. If it comes below a jack, I think he
How
folds.
would the jack ever be relevant here? He has 2 10s, man. I can't have 10-8 or jack 10.
I mean,
But you can, because you did.
Sure, but like it's just I have a 9.
I thought you were
mostly.
I thought you were gonna get called because he did block, but
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like if he's not calling with 2 10s there, then I'm just like not getting called, which means the line is gonna
because
fucking
that's the hand
print.
to call with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaffe said that's why it's such an advanced course. What can they do?
It should have when he raises flop, I call turn 9, I donk, he calls, and then like I just blast 1.5x pot on all rivers, and sometimes he calls, sometimes he doesn't, kind of thing. That's the way the hand should have played, but it didn't. He lost less this way.
Just got there and then
Yeah, he lost less this way. Thank you, as always, for your contribution to, Strat Chat's supposed to be on Tuesdays, which we're going to have to move to Wednesdays now because we have Jeff Platt and Hanks on Tuesdays, talk about the old days and whatnot. Perhaps we can get the Assy lead course out by this Wednesday. I'm not sure. It's a pretty advanced course. I don't know that we could break it down into just something that could be thrust out onto a podcast, but hey, I'll work on it. I'll absolutely
Strat
work
Chat
on it.
Tuesday with Platt and Hanks on Assy leads.
No. Strat Chat's been moved to Wednesday now. Hanks and Platt have no business talking about poker.
Hey, man, Jeff Platt is a fellow MSPT champion.
Jeff Platt is a professional poker player.
A rumor has
Jeffrey
it.
Platt from Poker Go?
Right.
He's a professional poker
Wait a
player.
minute.
I see him
Wait
at
a minute.
every
I have a
stop.
question. Bracelet count, you versus Hanks.
Doesn't
Brent is
count.
winning.
He sucked out.
He sucked out.
What did he win?
He won
He won like
2K?
a 1K or 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a 1,500. I think it was 1,500.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Then he retired promptly thereafter.
I would like to talk poker with Jeff Platt and Brett Hanks.
You're welcome to talk poker. You just can't do Strat Chat.
Can we do Assy leads, though?
You can do Assy leads. I'm fine with Assy leads. Yeah, you want to know what happens at mid-low stakes live tournaments where Platt's out there ravaging? Assy fucking leads all day long. All
They
day
call
long,
him Assy
baby.
lead Platt.
That's right. That is absolutely right. No one cares about the mixed games that Hanks final table. Like, okay, listen, that was that was a lot of fucking that was a lot of Dave Hanks' skill set being passed along to his son on how to play all of the carnival games.
Wow, Assy leads in carnival games. What a Strat Chat Tuesday.
That is a Strat Chat Tuesday. Actually, that's what you guys should talk about tomorrow.
Carnival games?
Yeah, carnival games. Hanks would be able to teach a course on it. He's a G.
Wow, so it went from not talking poker with Hanks to now him making a course for us.
Wait, we're going to play Deuce to 7 tomorrow?
You guys can do whatever you want. I'm not here, okay?
All right,
Conrad.
make sure you leave your logged into your Twitter.
Conrad is running the show tomorrow. Godspeed.
God bless
Conrad,
America.
you got this.
Yeah.
Done it before.
Good luck to us all.
You know, we're coming up on 1 year.
We are.
This Friday is our 1 year anniversary.
Here.
Also happens to coincide with the GPI Awards, which we may or may not win an award for. I
We're
don't
nominated.
know.
It's just nice to be nominated.
It's nice to be thought of. You're
I
right.
thought you meant that we may or may not have started the podcast last year with this date in mind.
Oh no, that was
Because the answer would be May.
that was total lucky.
I can't believe that we are 223 episodes in,
Mm-hmm.
and we're at a year. That's pretty dope.
Wait,
Thank you for naming the stats that
Wait,
of last
you
year.
don't get to
Wait.
talk. This is
We
exactly what you do. Why?
That means we took 140 days off. We gotta do better next year.
Talk to him, man. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
We
Well-
gotta do better.
For what it's worth, we did get computer fucked in the Bahamas. We did have weekends. That we
Yeah,
didn't
all
do
these
stuff
weekends
for.
off. You guys are fucking slacking.
It's,
man.
by the way,
Saturday, Sunday podcast. Let's go.
All right, second year, it's 7 days a week, baby. Let's
Don't forget
go.
we had a COVID week as well.
We did have a
did have a
COVID,
COVID
week.
week.
guys, it's not the GPI Awards. It's the Global Poker Awards. That's straight from Jeffrey Platt from Poker Go.
Yep. Global
Um,
Poker Awards.
I'm
GPAs.
pretty sure it's GPI.
It's GPI, the Hendon
Ithm.
mob. Yeah,
It's GPI THM,
it's
right?
the GPITHM.
Yeah, the GPITHM.
Yeah.
The Global Poker Awards.
Okay.
So it's not the index
Brought to you
anymore.
by Global Poker Index and the Hendon Mob.
It's like saying, is it the Academy Awards or is it the Oscars?
right.
Man, that's
Right?
so weird though, because Global Poker
I got
is
an
a
award
site.
for you, Jeff. Eat a goddamn dick.
Hey, Jeff wants you to know that he hosted the show last year.
He's also hosting again this year.
Wow.
We got one back there for dead money. Look
Yeah,
at that.
we
That's
did.
beautiful.
We
We're
did.
about to have two back there.
I
We're
hope
actually going
so.
to have one right here.
Jeff Platt wins the award for eating the biggest dick.
Who are the other nominees?
Congratulations! It was a category made for him and him alone. There were no other noms.
So Jeff won't be here tomorrow.
No, he's got to defend his honor. Matt's not going to be here.
That's right. He can talk all the shit he wants. I'll just be
Wow,
on a
that's
plane
kind of
somewhere.
dangerous.
I know.
This
I
is
understand
actually
how it
really
works.
dangerous.
All right, let's steer this shit back on course. This past weekend, this isn't even that like noteworthy. I just think it's very funny. The live stream actually blew up. The 200-400 game was massive, both days in a row. Saturday, they held over 10,000 concurrent viewers for the majority of the stream, which rivaled the Saturday stream from Poker Go the week prior, where they were playing 501k plus, whatever.
Pretty sick.
So yeah, streaming poker is alive and well. There's clearly an appetite for it. There's an audience for it. To this day, I still think that like weekend streams are being underserved. So
Do you think there should be more weekend streams?
well, not necessarily more. I'm just saying there's a space in the market for somebody to enter. Like if I were a smaller stream house, I wouldn't be trying to butt up against the people that are doing it 5 days a week and crushing.
Right. You wouldn't want to try to have a stream on like a high stakes Friday where someone's already captured the market.
Well, I certainly want to try to have a high stakes stream on a high stakes Friday. Yeah, I would definitely put more of an emphasis on the days that are down day. You know, you just treat it the same way you treat like social media posting and stuff like that. It's like our audience is live mostly on Sundays at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to try to capture that market, that type of thing. But nevertheless, they seem to crush this past Saturday. And one funny hand kind of came to be where Nik Airball
smoke in the lodge.
bets
What's the worst that
400
can happen?
on the
You guys
river
carry us out. The guy's
Yeah.
4,000
as a block bet.
Yeah, let's just shuffle a chip on other people's cards.
Big raise here. Plaques in play. From 400 to what was that? 50,000?
Pretty healthy.
55-4.
He's blocking some boats there with his niner.
And starts shuffling on the man's chips there, and that is
Wow,
good.
disrespect.
Yeah, there we go. This is excellent. This is excellent. Just shuffle. This is excellent.
Knicks, we know Dan never ever folding here. Willie's probably thinking about raising or just calling the 55.
What am I watching? Making the official
Doug's gonna hyperventilate.
Oh, man.
Table now. Hush. Airball's going to be a little tilted here when he finds out he's going to be losing this hand. No way Dan folding the trip aces here. Even though the flush gets in there, doesn't have any diamonds in his hand. He's going to lay this down.
Clock.
Clock from Airball.
1 minute or 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Taking way too long for 50.
Get the floor.
He might lay this down.
All in, you can take for an hour.
Blocking boats, flushes out there.
Just stay close by today, buddy.
Dang, Airball's saying we call him clock all day.
And you see Dirty Dan here is a little bit confused, tilted. He's losing his focus, but can he sit this one out and make the call? Trip aces.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Seemed like that clock was called a little bit quick, but players saw Dan's tanking yesterday, and they're setting the tone early. And we're coming down to the wire here. Probably about 10 seconds left.
10 more seconds.
What do you think he's thinking about in these last
Dan,
10
I would
seconds?
call and slow roll in this spot.
Lays it down.
Wow, he's getting shown the block 100%.
You're my bitch. Don't
Oh my god.
My bitch
man.
was just
fucking
uttered.
easy poker, Jungle.
Oh man, that was
You're my bitch. Don't raise my $400 bets.
Whoa.
that was an incredible hand.
All right, young man, Mr. Sim himself.
Yeah.
Where did the robot malfunction there?
I mean, like they're playing massive stakes, dude. It's like 100 and something big blinds in the middle for the 3-bet. Is ace queen no diamond? I mean, in theory you definitely fold, but like you're playing against our boy Nik, so
I'm not sure. Well, okay, whatever.
If he's ace of diamonds queen, he's in. I'm sure.
Why though? I don't think like a queen high flush 3-bets there.
But just like having the flush blocker in general is just nicer than not.
I'm not sure why though.
When you're parsing, I mean, it's likely in some regards he could just have, call it like king queen of diamonds, where it just blocks more.
Yeah, like one
just,
combo.
It's very specific, right? But I mean, it's better than nothing.
I mean, it's just the vast majority of the bet one blind 3-bet range. Like he's saying full house or nothing. It's not really flush or nothing anymore.
Well, it could just be flush plus.
Yeah, it's just
who really knows
they're
what's going on.
so fucking deep.
Who really fucking knows what's going on, dude? Nobody knows anything anymore. And
Yeah, I agree that I think intuitively, if he has the queen of diamonds, we wouldn't have even saw a tank. He would have just called. But I don't think, looking at the actual spot, that the queen of diamonds matters
it
too
probably
much.
just matters like very, very, very small and like not as significant as it might seem. But I mean, it's a stupid spot. I mean, respect to Airball Nik for going for it. What can you do?
So that I assume that hand had some impetus in this tweet, where Jungleman tweets, almost as annoying as actually losing is the bullshit people say to rationalize. This echoes a tweet that we saw from Brad Owen last week that said the toughest part of losing on stream is reading what some of the dumbest people on earth have to say about it. I feel like one is just more of a sophisticated version of the other.
Yeah, and Brad got infinite more engagement. Let's go, Brad. Do
Yeah, well,
65K, play the game.
Bro, it's Brad.
Yeah.
He's always going to get more engagement.
They're probably close in Twitter followers.
I didn't even see
Jungle has more, but like Brad will always get more engagement.
Yeah, 'cause Brad's a man of the people.
I somehow didn't even see Jungle's tweet.
Me neither.
I did, but I don't remember why, because I don't follow.
Algorithm.
Yeah, the algo fucking got me, man.
Man, it's one of those spots where if you're playing high stakes live streams, you're just going to get crucified no matter what you do, win, lose, or draw. Like win, you look like a genius. Lose, you look like an idiot for overplaying a hand or making a fold in some regards, where it's just kind of a necessary evil that's going to happen. And it really, from all intents and purposes, can't get to you. You just have to pretend that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's you're really in your own little like fishbowl, so to speak, where the casual observer is just a passerby who happens to see, you know, a shiny object in a quick glance, and very rarely is there any context.
Yeah, people are going to use it to give you like a downfall, right? And the opposite of give you flowers, especially when things go bad or you do something that is entitlement tilty, if you will. Like I remember, unfortunately for our hero Brad, he went for the deuce 7 like jam when they weren't playing deuce 7 at all and ran into aces, and people are going to call him an idiot and stupid. Where it's like at the same time, look, man, he's the one in the arena doing shit, and you just can't let it get to you. You know that like the actions and things that you do are just going to have consequences in the sense of the audience having their way with you if it doesn't go well. But if it goes well, you look like a god, right? Like someone just has an ace 5 there and you 6-bet jam the 2-7 and he folds. Holy shit, how does he know? So it's just a matter of like not sweating it. And it's easier said than done, especially when yours truly had his own social media
I
meltdown.
almost think the reaction makes it more entertaining. We would have never even played that hand. I actually wouldn't have even seen the hand if Jungle hadn't tweeted what he tweeted. Because then I started to dig and I'm like, well, why? I watched the stream. He didn't play badly.
Right.
So
now
like,
you're like, what caused this
What
to
got
happen?
under Jungle's skin? And it's like, well, it had to be Nik Airball. And then suddenly, I'm browsing the timeline and all these fucking videos are popping up and he's just calling him his bitch over and over again. It's like, okay, now I get it. That's not fun.
Did you see the angry chip smush?
No.
That was good.
You didn't see the
That
chip
was
smush?
good.
He fucking took his whole stack and put it all over the table.
Guapo, please,
I'll try
please,
to
my
find
guy,
it.
you got to find the chip smush.
The sashimi chip smush.
No, you're going to love this.
Sashimi loves to do this. Just walk up behind people and spill their chips.
No, this wasn't behind people. This was like,
No, I understand. He's sitting next to him.
This was aggression of intent.
Sure.
This is like I lost a hand to him before I paid him out. I fucking knocked off over all his chips and
I
then
like
paid
that.
him.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to start doing that to Andy because he sits with too many goddamn small chips. Like he has these towers and towers and towers of chips, but so many of them aren't you could never use them because they're too small in denomination. right? Like he'll just have like infinite black chips, like 50K in black, and it's like, all right, this guy, you're doubling this guy up for 50K, and it's like, well, none of those black chips are about the fucking move.
You know what they call those? Those are intimidation chips.
Yeah.
Right, because they're never actually going to get used, but they build a tower. If you build it, they will come.
I get it. I kind of like that.
You gonna start doing that?
No, I used to always buy in with like a high volume of chips, but this was when I played like 10, 20 and lower. So there were only 2 denominations on the table ever.
Oh, so you kind of didn't have a choice.
Kind of didn't have a choice, but I would still buy in too much for like if I'm playing 5-10, at Win they use $10 chips for 5-10. At Venetian where I first started playing.
Your stomping grounds.
Yeah, my stomping grounds. So the only 2 chips on the table would be $10 chips and $100 chips. Like quarters didn't play. Anything with a $5 denomination didn't play. So
too complicated.
So it was an uncapped game, and to be fair, at the time cash played. But if I was going to buy in for like call it 2K, I would just buy in for 2 racks of 10. And it's like thinking back on it, like how fucking ridiculous. Now I would buy in for like a stack of 10 and the rest in hundreds.
And Berkey was a 40.
I've always been a 40 guy.
Yeah.
I love the
chip
double stacks.
Because at some point you just sort of realize that function over form makes more sense, right? You just want to have as less chips as possible. If you want to bet 3/4 pot, it's 500.
Once cash stopped playing, I realized that it was very important to be able to have actual bettable chips. And also as I rose into the stakes, so like once I started playing in Ivy's room, there's like 6 denominations in play at any given time.
Right. Now
so
you have this assortment.
Yeah, so you have like 100s, 500s, 1Ks, 5Ks, 25Ks, and 100Ks all in play. Literally all in play at any given time. So it's just like at some point these chips have a redundancy factor to them. The 100s and 500s become all but useless outside of the blinds.
Yeah, they become Andy chips.
Yeah, exactly. And even the 1Ks, like, sure, you need them, but like, not on the turn or beyond, really.
Right, it's for C-bets.
Yeah, so it's just like...
You're C-betting chips.
It became a lot... It started to feel a lot better to be able to just like stack towers and towers of 40s in the bigger denomination.
Right.
Like, oh, well, 5Ks are the most common denomination on this table. Let me get racks of those. That seems a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, you get a wall of flags.
Yeah, wall of flags.
Wall of flags.
You find it?
Still looking.
Damn, dude. Damn.
I can't believe it's not just clipped out there. Hold on.
It's got to be.
You would have thought they'd clip it.
You would have. You should have done was clipped it.
What you should have done, cuz, was clip. All right. While he continues to look for that, even though I don't really care all that much, a couple of things, or last thing I want to touch on before we get to the is using charts cheating. I know I kind of buried the lead on this one, but it'll be a good convo to wrap on. Jozoff tweets today that his entire 40K balance was stolen from him from his GG account. And it appears as though he was hacked, and the person then went into 200, 400 PLO and 200, 400 PLO 5-card, dumped the entire 40K, leaving him with nothing. And a couple of problems came off of this. Number one, it's going to be tough for him to recover his funds, which is a huge issue in and of itself. But number two, he's actually in day 2 of the 10 million guarantee and was being blinded out while GG investigated his account. So they had locked his account, obviously. But like the damage is done, man. All the money's gone.
Yeah.
So they unlocked the account. He's now in day 2, trying to recover the blinds that he's been blinded off of. I guess just to lay all the details out here before we really get into the conversation, he did go on
Pokercraft.
Yeah, Pokercraft, and see where the money was lost. And it appears that all of the money was lost to one account. I'm not going to try to pronounce that.
Nope.
Pukhaturki. Pukatori. The issue is, in my opinion, as to why this makes it very difficult to just seize the funds back from that account. Although they should freeze them for what it's worth. 100% should freeze them.
Freeze them and then do the
GG
investigation.
should snap freeze Pukatori's account.
Right.
Yeah, I can't imagine like the money getting off that quick.
Who knows? I mean, GG deals with agencies, so like, you know, back whenever I would play there for a time or two, I did nothing through the actual client. I would text somebody who would load my account, and then when I was finished, I would text them again, and they would unload my account and send me crypto.
Yeah.
So like everything was done kind of behind the scenes, but they should 100% freeze Pukatori's account without any question. The issue that I have is that it's only 100 big blinds. So if this person like hacked into Mike's account and just wanted to, you know, choose violence today and just lose money or play PLO 8, whatever, high stakes to get the rush, he just got stacked by someone. That's it. Like he just lost a 200 big blind pot, or that could be what happened. Now, if they go through the history and it's like he just consistently lost to this guy 5 blinds, 10 blinds, 15 blinds at a time, and he ended up accruing the entire 41K, then of course, like this is a no-brainer for GG Security. And I'm sure that they're going to go through all of the hand histories and whatnot to see if any nefarious events took place. But doesn't look good for our man Mike. This is never a fun spot.
Sucks.
Yeah. Fuck.
D-Negs was saying that this happened to him back when he was on Stars, where he could absolutely prove that he was on a plane while it happened and that he was being hacked, and they still weren't able to recover the funds.
Yeah.
Why are you grinning?
No, nothing.
This is when it was on Stars for D-Negs?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they recover him? I'm curious, because like, if they could just freeze the money, right?
I don't know.
But I guess it's for like the reason that you just said, maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, that site, poker or whatever, that Mike was using to see where the money was lost.
Pokercraft.
That probably didn't exist back then. So it would have been left up to Stars internal. But even still, they should be able to audit this. It really matters just how quickly they act, right? If it's too late to freeze the funds from Pukatori's account or whatever, then like this is going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
So dumb, because like you can't play the game of fund reimbursement, right? Because then if some other people say my account got hacked.
Well, let's be clear. They have a lot of fucking data. It's not a matter of just like claiming this is, you know what? I'm going to take the whole other side. Yes, you can claim that. This is the exact same as bank fraud to a large degree, right? Like banks offer fraud protection because they have infinite data on what's happening and can legitimize or illegitimize when fraud takes place.
Right, scam, no scam.
Right, and they also probably deal with FDIC and other insurance agencies that protect these funds that they pay, a healthy premium tube monthly or whatever in order to ensure that's the case. Same exact thing should be happening online. There's no way, especially when they don't offer two-factor, there's just no way in hell that the client should be responsible for hacks.
Why do these poker sites not have two-factor? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense that you have these sites, people have a lot of money on them, and people are.
The irony is that Stars and Tilt both had two-factor pre-Black Friday.
So what I will say,
you could order these two-factor keychains, and they would come with a randomized code.
Right.
Similar to how the apps.
Like Google Authenticator.
Yeah, similar to how the Authenticator app works now. It was actually just a manual one, like a physical LED keychain.
Yeah.
And you would enter your two-factor code.
It's like a hard wallet.
Kinda, yeah.
Man, because there's a difference between having 2FA, like Ignition has 2FA when you withdraw or player transfer, but that's different than playing.
Right.
So just logging into the account as is.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's a financial institution to some degree. Whether you're talking about it being an online poker site, a crypto wallet, a crypto exchange, anywhere where money's being housed and held, you should be able, from the client side, especially if you're going to be held responsible, you should be able to protect this to the utmost degree.
Crypto has 2FA.
Yeah, almost all.
It is actually surprising how poker sites don't have 2FA in that regard.
Apparently, in Denmark, it's a law that everything must be 2FA.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Denmark. My man Johan got 8th in the EPT Paris.
Wow, he made a sick fold, man.
Yeah, that was a really sick fold.
He's the goddamn best.
Then he got scammed, I believe.
GG Johan.
GG
He's too young, it's the young tax.
Yeah, it's true.
You got to be at least 25 plus until you start getting W's.
Yeah.
That's why I'm racking up the swaps now,
That's facts. Drake Finelli asked when the next Solve for Why course is. I assume he's referring to the Academy. We do have 2 academies coming up. One will be the Poker Out Loud Academy. That will be your strategic introduction. This is largely going to be for cash game players, although a lot of what we teach will be applicable to MTTs as well. That's April 15th to the 18th. If you're interested in that, head to academy.solveforwhy.io or just hit #academy in the chat and you'll get the link. Secondly, we have an MTT Academy May 24th to May 27th. That will be led by Matt Hunt. If you're interested in that, it's going to be 18 people total. Each day there will be a gameplay for 3 hours. You'll play through different phases of the event, culminating in everybody playing a final table on the final day where you'll study your ICM scenario prior and be competing for some prizes in order to make it worth everybody's time. So check that out if you're interested. If you're actually talking about courses on the site, Andrew Brokas's course will be launching the first week of March. So that's this week. I believe Thursday is the set launch date, but don't hold me to that. It might be next week, depending on where we're at in the editing process. But in any event, Brokas does have a course coming out in the next few days. Be sure to check that out at solveforwhy.io.
Yeah, and those tournaments will be held right here. The academies will be held right here.
That's right.
In the studio in Las Vegas.
In studio. All right, let's get to the shits of these young fucking Zoomers having no goddamn boundaries.
Don't
These
put
young
this on.
fucking Zoomers.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Don't young Zoomer me. I'm not part of the Zoomers on this one.
Yeah, he's an older Zoomer.
He is an elder Zoomer.
Yes. He's a boomer Zoomer.
Boomer Zoomer. He's a boomer
Excuse me, what
Zoomer.
now?
You're a boomer Zoomer.
Why?
Oh, because you're an elder Zoomer.
Yes.
Damn.
Boomer Zoomer you.
Damn.
Sound horrendous.
Damn. The more Instagram reels I watch, the more doomed I think your generation is as a whole.
Oh man, but some of them are really good. Like the Gen Z breakup is such a good one.
Oh god,
that is the best. That's amazing.
It's the best because it's so cringe.
Nar.
I've gotten to the point where I try not to click your links, all of you, except for
you're missing out.
Tortua.
You're really missing out.
If Guapo says something,
the bulldog, where it just says you, and then the hose where it says cock, and then it just it approaches it and goes.
The audience.
That
doesn't
one
know.
was great.
I can't describe it.
I'm
because
so glad that you brought that one up because that's the exact one that made me realize that I'm never opening another one of yours again.
I could not stop laughing at it.
My favorite part about
I
that.
didn't really find that funny.
I didn't even laugh. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
They're boomers.
For one, you clearly don't understand new generation humor, and two, I'm happy you brought it up because you just did that live on the podcast for no actual reason.
No, the reason was it was as funny reenacting as it was actually watching the bulldog do it. You get it. It's a bulldog who's getting, the fire hose right to the face.
It's not about the bulldog, man. It's about you.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
It's about the text.
I'm here for it, man.
Not about the bulldog. Not about that dog in him.
All right, so these fucking Zoomers, they think they're so goddamn smart that they can just, bring their technology to the table like, oh, look at me. I look at charts. Do you guys even know this exists? And this is mid-hand. You can see he has a hand in front of him. This is 5'10" at the Bellagio.
He's really not even trying to hide it.
No.
He's just like I got it right here.
There's another picture of him with just having the phone resting on the table as he makes his decisions. This was brought to us from Mr. Darkside himself, kind of lying in the shadows, Christian Soto. He was in the game, and he.
I wish I was there to see his face.
He approached the floor. And it basically said like, "Yo, you can't do this. It's not right, man." And the floor said, as long as it's not interactive, he's allowed to use it any matrix during a live hand, just like blackjack. Which obviously we all know that these things are all interactive in the sense that you can also look at the responses.
Of course.
Now, whether or not that qualifies as interactive or just qualifies as another image or matrix is debatable, I suppose. But in any event, like, you start to set a precedence that is it's a very slippery slope, right? Because if you start to allow pre-flop hand charts while hands are going on, and this is the big qualifier I want to be clear about, right? We're talking about when you're in a hand. I don't care what you do after the hand. If you fold and want to see if your hand was supposed to VPIP or not, go fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to educate yourself out there while you're at the table, like, use your downtime however the fuck you please. I don't care. Is it a good look in a live game to be that guy? Fuck no.
Don't look good, cuz.
Yeah, don't be the guy looking up sims in between hands so that you can like turn your nose up at people. But in reality, like, we understand that these things all come with a margin of error and like they're a little bit restricted in their utility in the live realm. The problem is that you start to really suck the fun out of your fucking environment whenever there are people there 2 a.m. on a random fucking Sunday just looking to have a good time, maybe splash around with some suited hands and see if they can make some flushes, and you're in there with your perfect pre-flop chart, responding with 3 bets as you should and all this other nonsense. Now, the real reason why I think it's a slippery slope is because it doesn't start and end at preflop charts. It's very easy to utilize something like Ruse, for example, which is an AI solver that takes about 30 seconds to spit out a response. Now, for online, that's plenty fine because time banks are limited and you couldn't really get through RTAing, quote unquote, a hand in the allotted time based off of the buffer that they provide. Right. But live, no one gives a shit if you take 30 seconds or 3 minutes on a decision. And if you're just chilling on a turn where you're like,
solve the spit out.
Yeah,
so
where
you
you're
know
just
what to
like,
do.
hold up, my man's trying to cook here.
Let my phone cook.
Let my phone cook, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Like, you take 50, like, you enter the spot, you take 15 seconds to check, and then while he's making a decision, you get the response.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we doing here? Like, this has to end. And my issue here is the tone deaf response from the floor. They're treating it like a pit game, which is insane to me because they work in a fucking poker room. They know that they make money off of rake, not off of the players. Mm-hmm. And they know it's not the house versus the player, which is why you're spotted the blackjack card on the casino floor.
Right.
They know their edge.
You're giving them information and they're still beating you.
Yeah, right. You play exactly what that card says. You're still losing.
Yeah, you only lose 1% instead of 3%.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Fine. I don't care. I'm robbing you blind.
Yeah, I mean, you can do this for like, I've done it for video poker, right? I have an app that tells you all the right things. So like, if I come to a spot and I'm like, I'm not sure about that one. I can look it up, and then it just tells me what to hold.
Right, because you're
Right?
still
Which is
having
fine
negative
because
edge.
you still have a negative edge, right? Of course, and they obviously don't care if you do that. Now you're in the middle of a poker game playing against other players, and you're running solves. You gotta do something about this, Burke. What are we gonna do?
Not allow it.
Well,
Okay, that's the initial step. Now, how do you proactively do
well,
that?
I actually think that's a bigger step than like that's not worth overlooking.
No, it's not. No, right.
Because the response from the floor is it's fine,
Yes.
which is insane.
Right. But also, I don't think that's universal. I think that was maybe that floor at that spot at that exact time.
Maybe, but if a Bellagio floor, all right, to help paint the picture of how much of an authority Bellagio staff is thought to be. What's happening right now?
Are you out there playing
going
like
on?
video games or something?
He's watching some movie where somebody's playing blackjack and just got fucking.
The discussion is what should we do with people that are cheating, right? Well, it made me think of a very good scene. And I think if we do this, no more cheating is ever going to happen. So we're probably going to get demonetized for this one. But it's so good that I don't care. I'll pay you the
Fuck you, we
money, Burke.
ball.
Casino, of course. Yeah.
Guapo's gonna pay you in tortillas
more
for
cheaters.
that.
That's how they did it in the old days.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though, in the old days, they were protecting the house versus the player. They don't give a fuck what happens at the table.
Right.
But to paint the picture of like how much of an authority Bellagio has been thought to be on being on the up and up when it comes to rules, same way that like, you know, Savage is with regards to the TDs. When a dispute would occur in like a home game setting or in like a down bad casino where, you know, they only have 1 or 2 tables running and they're not exactly the authority on all things poker, they would call the Bellagio poker room for a ruling. Like if bets were made amongst people at the table of like, I bet you're not allowed to do that, I bet you are kind of thing, they would call the Bellagio as the arbiter.
Yeah.
Imagine calling the Bellagio and asking if it's okay to have a pre-flop solve range available to players in the hand.
Yeah.
And them just being like, yeah, that's fine.
Imagine the grand arbiter saying, yes, this is allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
The grand-
saying like, you know, disallow it is more than just step one. It's a pretty important step. And it's one that like we have to this is important not because it happened. Like it's honestly not that big of a fucking deal at the end of the day. Like if the kid memorized the chart, he's going to play relatively well pre-flop. Okay, great. If he has the chart in front of him, it's just going to be more accurate. He doesn't need to waste his brain power on rote memorization. Fine. Whatever. Like there are plenty of people that I would just spot the chart to anyway and just say like, good fucking luck, man. You know, good luck. Like,
yeah, I tried that once.
you're already tight. Different. He was actually studying.
Yeah.
But in this particular situation, the reason why it's most important is because it shows the fallibility of these management when they aren't staying up to current times. So this poker room manager or the floor man on staff or whatever the case may be, somewhere along the lines, it wasn't communicated to him that this isn't okay. That's a problem in and of itself. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, his other response, which is incredibly tone deaf to how much power or how powerful the technology is that's out there, is that as long as it's not interactive, it's fine. And it's just like, if you use GTO Wizard, there's like no buffer.
You know what I call this? I call that the down bad double down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, oh, this guy is just like blatantly cheating or, you know, soft cheating, so to speak,
Well, it's
depending on how you want to qualify.
right?
I mean, it depends on where you draw the line.
Well, in the sense of if they say you cannot use interactive software, while him openly showing you interactive software, that's just very clearly not it.
Yeah, I think the closer I look at that, the more it looks like GTO Wizard.
It is GTO Wizard.
Yeah, I initially thought it was like range converter, which would be...
It's still the same thing.
Yeah, but the difference is
it is.
GTO Wizard will now take you post.
Yeah.
Right?
You can get flop strats.
Yeah, he can walk through flop, turn, and river strategies now, where at least with range converter, he's just limited to how many bets go in pre.
Right. Because, I mean, you can very clearly make the one sentence argument of, okay, you see this program here? He can look at his phone and play the entire hand without actually making a decision for himself.
Right. Right.
Is that allowed? And he's going to say, well, clearly not. Okay,
Correct.
then the software is not allowed.
Yeah. So I think that the conversation that this brings up then is how much of an onus falls on poker room managers, on floormen, and everybody else that's a part of that ecosystem or part of controlling that ecosystem, right? Because like this probably goes, I don't know how high up this could go, but like I think this is a great place for like Sean, who oversees all of BetMGM or all of MGM properties when it comes to poker, to basically take them by the reins and say like, okay, at MGM properties, we're gonna be proactive here when it comes to setting precedents with technology.
You should get that man in that chair over there.
Should get that man in the chair.
Yeah.
The thing is, sometimes I kind of like want to save Sean from himself because he's like me. He's just not going to filter himself. And the difference is he has a corporate job that he kind of has to, toe the line with and not speak too out of pocket. Where like for me, what the fuck are they going to fire me from? Twitter?
They might.
Get me out of there. I welcome it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's definitely a good start where if you're using something mid-hand where you don't have an actual cards in front of you, what are you going to do? But if it's during a hand and you have interactive software, start giving some form of penalties for it. I mean, I guess when it comes to playing cash, they don't necessarily give you an orbit penalty, right? But what they can do is give you the warning, give you some sort of, if they catch you again, you get removed for the day, and then if you do it for a third time, you're just banned from properties.
Because like here's the thing. Yeah. Scumbag Rich is going to be in a high stakes game with a fucking GTO Wizard open at some point.
Right.
Like he just will.
There's someone
he just,
adjacent.
He just literally will. Like, and at some point, we have to be a little bit more protective of what's going on. We've already increased the barrier of entry for people that know this stuff without having to cheat and look back for the answers. So the last thing you want to do is now allow the people who don't know this stuff to quickly catch up.
Yeah.
Right? It just ruins the entire atmosphere.
There's
and
also,
it drives away recreationals.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of people who like look at that, never seen that before in their life. They're like, wait, there's an app for this?
Right.
Right? So it's like, that's not good.
Yeah, he's basically doing hard advertising for GTO Wizard. But like I saw real quick, I saw something in the chat where someone said no phones at the tables, but that's way too hard to police, and B, that actually makes it way more boring for recreationals that want to do something when they're not in a hand.
Correct.
So you definitely just can't remove the phones at the tables. You just have to police this stuff when you see it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Update from Jozoff's thing. Did you see what he tweeted?
No.
Okay, so basically he put out 3 examples of hand histories, and it was basically called out with marginal hands when you know they have when you have the worst hand. Check fold trips on flop when you know they have the best hand, so nobody can see the showdown. And then randomly float turn with a nonsense hand, then fold river, so no showdown.
Wait, explain to me the check fold flop.
Check fold flop when he had trips.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the idea is just if the other person is trying to take the chips and you know you have the best hand, you just fold.
Yeah. He has 2 overs and trips, so.
Right, because I guess so you don't see showdowns.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to play the game of if you make a boat, folding boat by river or something.
So I mean, this is terrible cheating. If you just flop a good hand, like what's the problem if you're colluding with this person anyway? Exchange some fucking money back and forth.
I mean,
what, are you just trying to do it quickly?
No, this is really fucking lazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, why would you ever? I mean, God,
just fold your fucking hand and just win the next one. My God.
Yeah, just like pot and have the person you're dumping to muck.
I mean, this is clearly down battery of the highest degree.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Gigi makes this right.
Yeah.
Free my dog.
This would be a very bad look for them with that much evidence that and an account to tie it to nonetheless.
Right.
Like you have an account to persecute here.
Yeah.
This would be pretty bad if they didn't make it right and give Mike back his money. And this is one of those things where it's like maybe the money has already left the site, but I think that's Gigi's problem, not Mike's, right? Like if they have a clear account that can be found out,
Yeah, you can delineate where it came from.
right? And it's just like, okay, well, this is this is what happens to you as an operator. You're responsible for the interactions that are taking place on your site,
especially if it's something from the software side of things and like account hacking, so to speak.
Well, more so when you don't empower your community to better protect themselves. If he can't use 2FA because you don't offer it, what more do you want him to do?
Also, how far can the money really go, even if it goes through agents? So only like 5 hours, 6 hours, and that these agents are people that are probably trusted by somebody.
I don't know. I mean, at that point, once it's in the agent's hands, it's kind of out of GG's, right? Like, what are they going to do? Go through the entire
log of transactions,
log of people who could be an agent for this guy, and freeze their payouts?
Yeah, I mean it's just clearly a software thing.
They have to look.
Yeah, I mean you're right in the sense that like the money would then.
It has it's attached to somebody somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Like,
whatever. I mean, again, like that's GG's problem in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like once we know what account is guilty here, I think that the problem is no longer Mike's to deal with. Like it's great that he's just offering them easy evidence.
Yeah.
And hopefully they take full advantage of this, look into it, and return his funds.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where if 2FA is allowed and you don't have it on, and you kind of get fucked on you.
Still.
I mean, right, but they can still say it's on you because of 2FA being allowed.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, like I think you can be somewhat culpable, but still, like to shirk all of the blame onto the consumer,
right.
I think is just like
I
very,
wouldn't expect
very
the full shirk, but enough to not actually fix the problem. But if there's no 2FA, it's like, well, what can you really do to protect customers in that regard?
Well, a lot. It's still a security breach.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not like 2FA is this impenetrable wall.
No, of course not.
That suddenly makes the entire site impenetrable.
Yeah, it's not.
Right? Like they still obviously are dealing with a hack. It's just probably going to be more local. Right? Like it's more probable that he was targeted locally. But the thing is with technology being what it is, and with the world being so small via the internet these days, all that's really happening is Mike is being targeted as a high stakes player who people know that he has those funds in his account. It's not like somebody in Montreal had to have hacked him. Somebody could have hacked him from anywhere,
Literally
it's just
anywhere.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like how the hacking took place. Like, was it a phishing thing where he clicked the link and they were able to get sensitive information that way? Was it a Trojan or an IP attack based off of being near him or whatever? Who knows? Who knows? But like again, I think this is GG's problem to fix, not Mike's.
Fair.
It just seems like
+1.
Really pretty customer support if you just are keeping tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars on an account.
Okay, so where I will try to not fight back for, because I'm on your side here, but if you take the side of, even if there is stuff of hard accusal of cheating and account flipping where two people are involved, what then happens if people start trying to do this themselves but call it getting scammed?
Well, how? How could you game the system?
Well, you just chip dump to somebody in a down bad way.
Okay, chip dumper got frozen.
Right, but the money is now off the site.
No, they seize those funds.
So you're saying before that they let the withdrawal go through, they check it?
Almost certainly. It has to be a part of their security.
You think so?
Yeah, that or
they can't. There's just no way they could be processing transactions in like milliseconds without any sort of questions or doubts.
Well, it's not about milliseconds. It's just about how much work goes into looking at how the funds get won before letting it go through.
There should just always be some sort of verification taking place. Like, no matter how much play I have on WSOP, and no matter how many hundreds of thousands of dollars I've deposited and withdrawn, it takes days for me to get my withdrawal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty sure like the agent has to contact somebody else to get that withdrawal.
Through using crypto, like on a site like ACR, you can get a withdrawal in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a bit of negligence.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
But again,
is,
I'm saying that falls on the site.
Okay.
So if somebody tries to game that system, then they need to put in better protocols.
Right. So that's what I'm getting is if people are doing that, that's basically the site's issue because they don't have better systems in place.
Yeah. If you have a strong security system, gaming it will not be intuitive or easy.
Right.
It's always going to be potentially possible because thieves tend to be one step ahead of security in general.
Right. The bugs should not be that easy.
Correct. Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for us. We have Jeff Platt and Brent Hanks in studio tomorrow. I will be on my way to LA to play with the great one, Phil Hellmuth. We'll be playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. So I'll be back Wednesday.
I thought you were the great one.
Are you going to win?
I'm going to try.
There's a lot of questions
God
here.
damn it, I'm going to try. Noon tomorrow, 11 a.m. Wednesday and Thursday so that I can actually call in, and then back Friday at noon again. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. If you haven't already, head over and watch To Be Determined on our page. It's approaching 100,000 views. Would like to get it over the top. Also, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. We are just about to crack 50,000 subs.
Yes, get us there.
Hoping to do that by our anniversary on Friday. We're about 700 away, so be a friend, tell a friend. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Peace.